Hello, hello. Just type hello if you can hear me. Type hello if you can hear me. And we'll get started in a minute. All right, as we're waiting for some people to show up, yes, we'll be starting very soon to stream, and we're going to be talking about a very important topic that I think yeah. All right, Destiny Child, thank you, big thank you for following us and for continuing to support the channel. We're a growing channel, so Destiny Child, we appreciate your support a lot, a lot. Thank you. All right. So if you can hear me, please let me know. If you can hear me, let me know. You can type hello. You can type, we can hear you. The audio is good. Going to wait for about another 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll start. Whoever can join us will join us. Hello, Victor. Thank you again. Appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And yeah. Yes. So today I'm going to talk about a topic, and we'll discuss a topic, and I'll be also open for any questions that you may have. The topic to discuss today is no one is coming to save you. Basically, you as an individual, nobody is going to come to save you. You have to make sure that you take care of yourself, or you focus on yourself, and you make sure that you're doing everything possible to put yourself in a good place. I know I've been producing a lot of music, and my music is really centered on empowering an individual, identifying the things that you as an individual should do, or we as individuals should do, to make sure that we are putting ourselves in a good place to be successful, not just in life, but spiritually, but also above all, being successful as an individual is a journey that you get to create. So, again, welcome everybody from every single place in the world that you're coming from. It may be Africa, Europe, it can also be Asia, different places. Welcome again. Um, our channel, which is Strategic Mind, also has other two linked missions. We have the Learners to Leaders mission, where we are currently working on producing a book. And then we also have the Strategic Sounds or Strategic Music, where we are producing music that empowers. So the mission of our channel is to help us think clearly as people, live more deliberately, and also lead more purposefully as individuals. So I will make sure that we are able as a people to live a different kind of life, or live a better life than our forefathers, but without also forgetting that our forefathers started out in their way, and that during those times there were so many other things that were happening. So currently, though we have a good foundation, it's really important to um, think about what you can do as an individual to have a clear mindset, to number two, live a very clean or deliberate life, and then fourth, if you can do that, you are able to make different decisions, which decisions are going to impact you in your life. And I think that's the most important thing that you can do, is make better decisions for yourself and for the people around you. So the topic today is no one is coming to save you. It may sound a little bit harsh for some people, but the real message behind nobody's coming to save you is to say that it, Destiny, I'll answer that question in a minute. Just keep bringing the questions. I'm going to be able to answer all those questions. We'll go through the chat in like 10 minutes. And I just want to give just an understanding of why I'm discussing this topic today. And then I'll be able to answer the questions. Please feel free to ask me any questions. You can ask me any questions on philosophy, ask me any questions on life, ask me any questions on who I am or why I'm doing what I'm doing. So let me continue on the idea of no one is coming to save you. Um, no one is coming to save you because at first it sounds like a statement that is harsh, but the truth of it is you as an individual, you get to determine how your life is going to be. Basically, for people who are believers or who believe in the Bible, the people who believe in the Quran, every different religion, you're welcome. You can think about why do you pray? And when you go to pray, what plans are you taking to God, seeking for guidance, seeking for a blessing? So that's what I would like for you to think about. So as an individual, you want to ask yourself two things. What kind of responsibilities do I want to take for myself? The other second question to that is, what kind of responsibilities do I want to take for others? So basically you, then others. And I think that's the most important thing that you have to think through is, what are my responsibilities and what are the responsibilities that I have towards other people? And remember, the idea of responsibility is very powerful because when you are responsible for yourself and for other people, it's very powerful. Responsibility is a powerful concept only when you understand what that means to you as an individual. Then you may also want to ask yourself another question is, what must I change or what should I change as an individual to make sure that I'm taking on the right responsibilities? I'm also more responsible as an individual, but also what am I trying to change in my life so that I can become that responsible person? So as you make these kind of decisions, you develop a certain level of discipline or a certain level of standard that allows you to make different decisions as you go forth. And you also begin to feel ready to attack life or to make decisions that are going to benefit you in life. And the one issue that I've seen in most cases is most of us are always waiting to be ready. We're always waiting, oh, next year or the following year or the other year. Start with where you are and then continuously move forward. And other people always think about, what if I fail? The failure by itself is basically like experimentation. You are trying things out. You are going to fail here. You're going to fail in another place. But at the end of the day, you should ask yourself a very critical question. Did I give it my absolute 100% effort? If the answer is yes, then you don't even have anything else to think about. You gave it your best. And if you did give it your best, then you have nothing to worry about. The other thing that I've been asked many times is, What kind of skills do I need to start living a life that I want? The best way to ask that question is, what skill do I know that I have, or what skills do I currently have that I know I can continuously to develop so I can live my better life? And some of these questions are very uncomfortable. You have to ask these really, really critically uncomfortable questions. And sometimes you find that some of these questions you avoid asking. For example, what conversation should I or would I finally want to have with the people around me, with the people I'm responsible with, or what conversations do I have with myself? That is also very important. What habits should I stop defending? So some of us have so many habits that sometimes it's really hard for you not to want to keep those habits going on. But the idea is you have to make sure that you understand that sometimes some of the habits that you're having are the ones that are keeping you where you are. And the other question to ask is, what responsibilities am I avoiding? Do you know that you are responsible for your life? And if you're responsible for your life, what are some of the responsibilities that you're trying to avoid? What excuses are you giving to yourself? And the other question you should ask yourself is, what dreams do I have that I'm constantly pushing forward? Because when you have a plan or when you have dreams, but you are constantly pushing those dreams further and further away, it makes it so hard for you as an individual to move forward because you are constantly pushing your dreams forward. So give yourself an opportunity to understand your dreams, to plan your dreams, and then start to live those dreams. And as you live those dreams, you get so many opportunities that allow you to start to understand the kind of person you are and the kind of life you want to live. So again, going back to the same concept and to the same purpose of our channel is to unlearn some things, learn new things, think much better, make better decisions, and live a decisive life or lead with purpose or purposefully. So I'm going to be open to the questions, and I'm going to be happy to answer some of the questions that are being pushed through. So the first question is from Destiny Child, is saying, who am I? My name is Sindano Karemera. I am from East Africa, specifically Rwanda. I am a financial analyst. I produce music, and I'm currently also working as a leadership recovery strategist. What does that mean? Leadership strategist. I believe that every one of us is a leader, and you cannot lead anybody without leading yourself. So you will not want to be a leader unless you are able to learn. So I'm a leadership recovery strategist, and if you have something you want to talk to me about, where you stand, what are some of the things that are keeping you away from leading yourself in a better way, I'm happy to answer some of those questions. And yeah, I produce music. I write music specifically. I write poems. And really, my music, all I really want to write about is music that empowers, music that add value, music that continuously speaks about things that we struggle with, but also offering an opportunity for us as people to start identifying how to live in a solution-oriented way rather than a problem-oriented way. So many of us sometimes want to live a life, but we want to live a life thinking about the things we don't want or thinking about the problems we have versus thinking about the solutions we need or the solution we can start working on to live a better life. So I'm happy, and I'm also open for more questions. Anybody wants to answer some to ask me some questions. So Destiny Child, I'm going to repeat who am I. My name is Sindano Karemera. I am the founder of Strategic Minds and also Strategic Music, and also the author of Learners to Leaders book that is going to come out in the next few months. I am a financial analyst, I'm an accountant, I'm a business founder of different businesses, technology, and I'm also a leadership recovery strategist. So if you have things that you want to talk about leadership, business, if you want to talk about interpersonal dynamics or what we call human nature, I have read over 2,300 books in the last 10 years. Most of you may be asking why. I know that great leaders are great learners. So if I want to teach anything, I have to make sure that I have learned as well. So I hope, Destiny, that answers your question. I am from East Africa. I'm an African, and I also identify as an African identifying national. I live in the US. I've been living in the US for the last 14 years, and I'm strongly connected to East Africa, but I love all parts of Africa. And my next project is to create a journey of Africa where we can travel and see Africa and also see different parts of Africa and align, understanding that Africa, we are one. For some of you have listened to some of the songs that I've written and produced in the recent days. We are at about 65 songs. And the next song that will be coming out will be on the 10th, which is the song about the same topic that we are talking about today. It's called No One Is Coming. So that is going to be another song. Please share our platform. You can reuse the material. We don't have any issues with you reusing the material, listening to the songs, sharing the songs, performing those songs. And again, I would also love to know more about some of the people that we are on, that are on here. So I know Victor. Victor is from Rwanda. Destiny, child, where are you from? If you can tell us, that will also be great. And please, other people, if you have any other questions, just add the question to the chat, and then we can continuously answer the questions and go through these questions together. Yeah. Yeah, I have one more question that just came in. Somebody was asking, what habits should I stop defending, or what habits should I stop engaging in if I want to build a good life for myself? Again, that's a very good question to ask, but this is more personal on your side. Number one, you have to see what habits are adding to you. That would be the first question. Are some of these habits that you're engaging in helping you move in the direction you want to move in? For example, if you're drinking alcohol, but you're drinking on Sunday and you can't go to work on Monday, then that's a problem. And the other thing to think through is, can you, with your current habits, see yourself achieving the life you want to? If you are a guy and you are constantly going out with different women on the weekend, and you don't have enough money to sustain that kind of lifestyle, then it's pulling you away from the kind of person you want to be. The other habit, but to me, I'm going to give you some things that I think that have been habits that I've seen that have really messed up good lives. Is the number one is not being decisive as an individual. Has always been a thing that you can really think about. Is that as an individual, you have to make sure that you are decisive, you make decisions that are not only moving you forward, but are also helping you identify that, you know what, I am not this kind of person. So the number one decision you need to make as an individual is to understand who you are. But before that, you have to understand who you're not, because usually it's easier to subtract than to add. So when you subtract the things you're not, then it's easier for you to identify and understand who you are. So the next thing is try to avoid many habits that lead to addictions. Alcohol, um, getting involved with us with different groups of people, peer pressure, people who want to do things that you don't want to do, people who are taking away all your money, people who are constantly negative and nagging. So you have to make sure that you curate a message for you and an environment for you that allows you to be the kind of person you want to become. So when you know who you are, then you are no longer trying to seek approval. So, and that is really, really important, honestly. As an individual, you have to make sure that that's the approach you take is take an approach that allows you to create an environment for you that gives you an opportunity to become the person you want to become. This is a message from Victor. I'm glad you take this time to share with us. Please, thank you again, Victor. Really appreciate you being here, and we do appreciate your support. And then let's see, Destiny Child, you're saying great. Would love to touch base. I am from Kenya. I'm of a Kenyan extraction. I have a lot of interest in Rwanda and in African region. Yes, absolutely, Destiny. I have my email on the. If you can send me an email, I'll share my contact number with you in my email when you can. So please do send me that, and then I'll be happy to send you my number. Then we can go from there. Yeah. Yeah, and then I think one more question that I'm going to answer before we end, because I really wanted to end at around the 30-minute mark so we can have another time to think about and scheduling this. Is the other question is what conversation should we have? I know most of us are really poor at having conversations, especially the harder conversations. So the question we should ask ourselves is what kind of conversations we should have. Are there conversations or are there things that you think about that have happened over a few years ago that you think you should go back? Are there some things that you made and you offended somebody you shouldn't have offended? Or are there some things you really need to work through as an individual within your group of people? What conversations are you having? Are conversations you're having conversations that are taking you forward? Or are they conversations that are not benefiting you? So those are some of the conversations you need to think about. Are the conversations I'm having the conversations I need to have? That's the question number one, because most of the time you're having conversations that are just random and they're not taking you anywhere. So you should think about the conversations you're having and then now decide, are the conversations I'm currently having the conversations I should have, or the conversations that I should be having, am I avoiding those kind of conversations? For example, do you have a sibling that you no longer talk to? Can you start to rekindle that and see how best you can start to re-engage and make those conversations? Number two, you can also think about, are you really in good communication with your parents? If you're not in good communication with your parents, you should think about why are you not in good communication with your parents? And then you can start to realize that sometimes some relationship die off. Do you want to re-engage and also make those conversations better? So if the answer is yes, then those are the conversations you should have. Why did you disconnect from them? Do you need more time to think through that and process that? Again, you get to decide as an individual, what are those conversations that you must have? Yeah, just to end this is no one is coming to live your life for you. The other thing you can also think about, no one is coming to make your decisions for you. No one is coming to recover the years you wasted. And the better thing is the years you wasted, those are the years that are wasted, they are gone. So the most beautiful thing is to do is how do you move forward with the years ahead? It's not going back and calling back to those years and think that, oh, you start to feel pity for yourself. But what about forward? How do you move forward? And then the other question I received was, what kind of habits should I develop? From what I've seen over the last many years, is the number one habit that I've seen that has helped me as an individual is one, reading, being a growth-minded individual, learning as much as I can, identifying things that I need to do that are moving me forward, surrounding myself with good people, good energy, identifying who I am as an individual, and knowing the things that I shouldn't be doing. If my friends are going out to a bar and I don't love to go to bars, I'm not going to go. So those are the things you have to really think through, you as an individual. And that helps you so much in becoming the person you want to become. So again, I would like to appreciate all of you that tuned in. We are going to always keep our live streaming to about 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. And we'll be having at least 2 live streams every month. I'm going to continuously produce music, and then we'll be getting hosted with different people to talk about different ideas. So I would really appreciate if you can leave me some ideas, send me some ideas that you want to, some ideas of what I want, what you want to hear, and what we can talk about going forward. So there is a good question here. What can I do to stop all the things that discourage me in life? So Victor, that's a very good question. What can I do to stop all things that discourage me in life? That'll be a question to number one, think, what are those discouraging stories? Is it something about the past? Is it something about the present? Is it the situation that is going on? But what I can say is, number one, you may want to use something called the dichotomy of control, the dichotomy of leadership, depending on what you think of. Are these things that I'm worried about real? Do I have control of these things? Those are the two things you really have to think through. Is, if I don't have control on anything, then why worry about it? Because sometimes most of our worries never come to pass. So you have to realize that, okay, if most of my worries are not going to come to pass, why am I worried? So the things that discourage you most of the time is what we call your self-talk. How do you talk to yourself about different things? How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as somebody who can overcome these discouragements, or do you see yourself as somebody who is defeated? So the way you see yourself is the number one way to start thinking about getting rid of the things that are discouraging you. That's what I would really say, is start to think of the solutions rather than the problem, because it's really easier to find the problems, but it's very hard to find the solutions. So there is a very important technique, we call it the inversion theory, where you see, I'm going to give this as an example. Let's say you wanted to go to school and pursue a degree. Instead of asking yourself, what are the advantages of getting a degree? You want to ask yourself, what are the disadvantages of getting a degree? And what are you going to miss out while you're getting a degree? So if you can pay the price for what you want, then it becomes easier for you to justify the advantages of what you want. So Victor, my answer to that would be, step number one, identify who you are. Step number two, sit yourself down and think, what is my self-talk? When I'm in deep trouble, what do I say to myself? If the talk that you have with yourself is different from the talk you have with your friends, then it becomes an issue for you to identify that sometimes I am the one that is self-defeating, rather than I am the one that is continuously encouraging myself. So the number one thing that I would also really continuously ask you to do is, being courageous is a calling. You have to know that no matter what is happening in your life, no matter what the problems are, it's going to be you that is going to determine the number one way of getting out of those problems. it's not going to be me doing that for you. It's going to be you deciding that, okay, what do I need to do to continuously move forward? How do I change my story from story A to story B? And identify where you want to go. Then you start to strategize on how to get there. Because when you know the problem, you don't know the answer yet. But when you look at the problem, it becomes too big. But when you draw back a little bit and start to think about what you can do, then whatever you were thinking about that was big, break it into small steps. If you want to go to travel 100 kilometers, start with 1 kilometer. When you are done with it, evaluate if you still have an energy for the second kilometer. You're going to find out that in a year, you've moved so far away versus just saying, oh, 100 kilometers is a lot. Start just one step at a time and then move forward. I hope that answered your question. And if anybody else has a question, I'm happy to answer that. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next stream. I'll be waiting. I'll wait here for about another 5 to 6 minutes. But what I would say to all of you, thank you and welcome again from everywhere you've been, you're coming from, and wherever you're watching from. I really appreciate you tuning in and giving me your attention and time. Really appreciate. Let's keep learning. Let's keep on learning and also lead with purpose each day that we go forth. So otherwise, yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening in. MLMS Music Mix. Really appreciate you listening in, and it's always great having you. Yeah, please let me know if you have any other questions. If you want to reach me, I have an email on the channel that you can just tap into, and we can chat from there. Lastly but not least, listen to the music, share the music, like the channel, subscribe, share it with other people. If you want to reuse some of the information that I've given here, please just go ahead and use it. All we really want is how much impact we can bring and how much awareness we can bring to these kind of issues. Knowing yourself, knowing your roots, knowing the things that you need to do, like Destiny Child was saying, nobody's coming to save you, and any religion is welcome here. We are not segregating religions. Really, our purpose is to help people think clearly, find frameworks and structures in which they can make better decisions. So please, welcome here. Any of you is welcome in any way possible. So stay tuned for the next one and keep winning and keep shining.